Welcome to the second episode of The Dish, an introspective podcast where me and my dad sit down and just chat about life. As two artistic people, naturally, there is no agenda. Uh, so I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for the excitement over the first episode. We're really excited to keep doing this. Feel free to leave feedback or any kind of comments that you have for future episodes. And please enjoy this episode. So I've been thinking this week. I don't really want to have an agenda for our podcast, for our chats, but I just naturally, as your daughter, I like think about what I'm dealing with that week. And I'm like, I could talk to dad about this on Wednesday. But I was thinking about, and
Yeah.
this is like something I've been thinking about for a while, but we talked about it a little bit like a couple weeks ago, but just this, like, lately I feel like I have a very hard time relaxing. Um, and even if I am relaxing, I feel guilty and like I shouldn't be. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know where this obsession with productivity has come from and like what fuels it. I think it's probably a lot of things, but I was just curious, like, is this something you experience? If you ever experienced it? Like, I didn't feel it so much when I was working at a company, but working for myself and like having my workplace be kind of the same as my relaxing place has like muddied the water so much.
I think you just identified the issue. I mean, I've never been accused of having a hard time being leisurely. I don't think anybody would say that.
I
but
admire
but
that in you.
I mean, I definitely enjoy um, not being busy. But for that decade or so, where when you guys were little and I was primarily making a living, just on the hustle, just as a freelancer, I had a hard time too. It's hard because you can relax when you have a regular job that allows you to go home. Because when you're home,
Mm-hmm.
you're you've you're clocked out essentially. You're get paid,
Mm-hmm.
and tomorrow you'll go back to your place of work and you'll pick up whatever you left off and you go from there. But when I'm not saying that people who go to the office bring their work home, of course they do, but it's a little different when there is no distinction, when your home is your office, when your place of rest and relaxation is also your place of productivity. So you have to draw those boundaries really, really clearly. Now I say that as somebody who was never able to do it. I mean, I was, you
That's what I
know,
was gonna
that's
ask. Like, how do you do it?
well, I couldn't. I mean, I would have to leave. I would have to leave
Mm-hmm.
home, be able to relax because at least at first, I grew into it a bit, but yeah, you're always thinking, what could I be doing with this time
Yeah.
instead of the relaxing thing I am doing with this time? Because
Yeah.
there's it's the fun of being on your own, being an entrepreneur, being a freelancer. You don't have a ceiling. It really is up to your level of ingenuity and hustle, and that's the great part of it. The difficult part of it is, as you said, how do you know when it's okay to not do that when you think, well, I could, someone's getting ahead of me right now while I'm doing, someone's getting that client that otherwise I would be getting, or I have, no one, no one's going to go out and make the next paycheck. I have to go get a
Yeah.
new client, or so yeah, it's really tough. And for you, it's even different than when it was for me, because for me, hustling was always getting a new client, and then once I got the client, it was providing the writing that was being asked of me. But for you, you are the client. So you are the freelancer and the contractor and the contracted at the same time. So it's very challenging. I can see the challenge that you face with that. But I know we've talked about this before, Dara. If you're going to be a content creator, a producer, a writer, you have to draw from some well of experience and energy. And so one thing I would say you could do is when you're feeling like you need to take a break, but you feel guilty taking a break, just tell yourself I'm not really taking time off from working. Relaxing is part of what makes me able to do the work I do. You have to remember that you need to go out.
Mm.
All those wonderful videos you make, those inner monologues, for example, where is that? Where are the ideas from that coming from? From your experiences. So, go
Mm.
out, do something fun and or relaxing, and don't think about, oh, I'm doing this for the sake of my next video. I'm just going to go out.
Hmm.
I'm not putting any pressure on this excursion. I'm just going to go out or I'm just going to lay here on the couch. I mean, whatever it is. But yeah, it's. I'm not going to say there's an easy answer. If it was easy for you, you probably wouldn't be successful as an entrepreneur and a freelancer and
No,
a
and
content creator.
that's no, that's what I'm thinking. Like I don't what I want, what I like crave is like a solution to the problem, but what I think I actually need to do if I want to keep on this like life trajectory is I kind of have to lean into the problem. Like I have to find a way to be comfortable in the fact that in a sense I'm kind of working all the time. But that's not to say that I'm not doing things I enjoy and also simultaneously relaxing during that same time period. Like there's a definite time that I'm sitting at my desk or I'm writing something or I'm editing something or I'm on a phone call. Like that's very clear cut, like that's work time. But then there's also leisure time. But if I can keep in the back of my mind that this is going to help me, then I don't feel guilty about it. And I don't know. I still don't. Yeah, there's no, I can't turn what I'm doing into what it was when I was working in an office. If I had that, I wouldn't be successful. I don't think.
Right. No, you would not be successful. The drive that makes you feel guilty when you're not working is also what
It,
makes you successful. So I wouldn't try to find the mute button on that. Just recognize it as something that you're going to always have to deal with. But do give yourself permission though to take a break. Take a break.
yeah.
You have, schedule it on, put it on your calendar. Say, okay, on a Friday afternoon, I'm going to put it on my to-do list in my Outlook calendar or whatever you use, and say, I'm taking 2 hours. I'm just putting a big X through those 2 hours. I'm not going to do any work. I'm going to turn down any meeting requests.
Mm,
That's time for me to do whatever. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's not going to be work related. And
mm.
just schedule it, and then say, and after the 2 hours is up, I'll get back to work. And that actually helps me because it sounds weird to schedule time off. That's kind of
But you kind of have
it
to do
sounds
it.
ironic, but for the career that you're in and the personality that you have, I think that would be a wise step for you.
And it would also help because I think what I do sometimes and what is honestly the most infuriating is when I'm working and like instead of actually taking a chunk of break, I'll take like little breaks, like little uncontained breaks. So they go long or I feel guilty about it and I'm going back and forth like I feel guilty but I shouldn't, but I do. But I should like not work because it's okay to relax. So then I spend all day in like this half working, half relaxing state, which is terrible.
It's it's so unrewarding because you're not really honing in and getting to that level of focus and concentration that you need when
Mm-mm.
you're really hitting your stride as a creator or as a writer.
Yeah.
But you're also not really you're feeling guilty the whole time if you're trying to take a half-hearted swipe at enjoying yourself or relaxing. It doesn't work. I don't even take chunks of a day. I just at my stage in my career, maybe I can do this more, but I just declare an entire day. I just say, okay,
Mm.
Friday, um, I don't schedule my semesters to have any classes to teach. And things do come up sometimes and you have no option there. You have to come in for a meeting or whatever. But typically on a Friday, I just don't do any work on that day. I don't care how busy I am, how many deadlines I'm facing. If I need to do it, I need to do it for myself. It's important for mom and I to have that time. You're married. You can't. It's not just about you and what you want to do and what you need to do in your time. You live with somebody else who wants to spend time with you,
Right.
and you don't ever want to put yourself in a position where your spouse feels like they're in competition for your
Mm.
attention with really anything else.
Mm.
Joshua understands what you're doing, but at the same time, it goes a little goes a long way to say, all right, hey, I'm not doing anything today. Let's go spend a day together. You can't do that every day, but
Mhm.
if you can do that once every couple of weeks, or pick one day a week, or even if it's just a meal, a lunch or something, it helps. It's
Mhm.
important for yourself creatively, but also relationally. It's important.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think I think too much about the opportunity cost. Like every moment that I spend not I think it's because my career is so up and down. Like because I can have a video that I spend hours on flop and go nowhere, or I can spend 15 minutes making a video and have it get millions of views in a couple days. Like I'm always thinking about the next 15 minutes, like what is that going to equal? And I think that it's a good thing, but it does need to be tempered with like balance and also recognizing like it's not going to make me happy. Like the reason I'm doing this, I do enjoy my job, but I'm like achieving some level of like fame or recognition. Like I can enjoy those things, but ultimately it's not gonna be the thing that makes me happy. Like my marriage makes me happy. The people in my life make me happy. And a job is a job. And I can like it and feel excited about it and like enjoy the labor of my hands, but also if I don't want to abandon and ignore the rest of the things that actually bring me fulfillment in pursuit of some dream.
Well, you said it. You used the word cost. You said opportunity cost, and I've heard. I didn't come up with this. I've heard it many, many times. But there's a cost to everything. There's always a cost. Call it an opportunity cost. If you want to be successful financially, you can be. Anybody can be. It's just a question of how will you prioritize your life for that? What will you surrender for that?
Mm.
There's been many opportunities that I've had that perhaps professionally made a lot of sense, but I chose, no, I'm not going to do that because, yeah, sure, that would be nice to add that number to my income stream or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to pay the other costs. I,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to do it. But then there's been other times, and usually it kind of runs in seasons, it ebbs and flows, where I've said, I know that I'm busy. I know I haven't spent a lot of time with the family in the last month because it's busy season for me or whatever. And I just got a call from another client or I got a new opportunity. I'm going to go ahead and say yes to it because it's only temporary and I want to pay, I'm willing to pay the cost, but I have to say, if that cost involves other people, like I mentioned, if it involves your husband,
Mm.
if it involves your kids, if it involves, other commitments you've made, you don't get to make that decision unilaterally. When
Mm-hmm.
those times came up, I would sit down with mom and I'd say, okay, what do you think? This client wants me to do this thing. I have to fly out here. I'm going to be there for this much time. I'm going to come back and I'm going to have, probably about 2 weeks of writing to do.
Mm.
which means I'm not going to be able to be at, this recital and this game, and I'm going to miss out on,
Mm.
whatever it is. Here's why I want to do it, or here's why I want to talk about whether or not we should do it. And this is what it would mean for us, professionally, financially, whatever, career goals, ministry goals, whatever. And then we talk about it, make that decision collectively. Because if you make too many of those big decisions unilaterally, that will hurt your relationships.
Mm. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you got to
I'm
stick. You got to stick with your mate on that one. You
yeah,
guys, you're in it together. So
I'm grateful that I haven't, like, at this point I haven't had to make too many huge decisions, but I know, especially now, like literally in the last like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, there's been so many upward like achievements and steps that I've taken or that other people have taken, like companies, and like I feel I say legitimacy, but it's really just size and yeah, it's just things are moving really fast, so I'm thinking about what values and commitments do I need to make now so that I'm never, I'll make mistakes, of course, but that I'm not going to leave anyone in the dust and become so self-focused and goals focused that I regret it, and end up hurting people in my life.
that's smart to try to set those parameters, make those decisions, and establish those values or reaffirm those values now.
Mm.
I mean, the train's left the station. It's it's
Yeah,
it's moving down the track. It's picking up speed, but
it's scary.
it's never too late to reset and remind yourself, because it's only going to get easier, faster, whatever. And it's good to have just to remind yourself to do a reset. Okay, how many things am I going to say yes to?
Mm.
How much time am I going to do this? And also at a certain point, and your business model is different than mine is, but at some point, you know, taking on a new opportunity will mean jettisoning old opportunity. You know,
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
there were times where I would have to let a client, I won't say let a client go, but pass a client someone I was writing for, pass them on to another writer that I was working with,
Mm.
because I couldn't continue to do as good a job for that client if I took on this other client. But this other client was going to be twice as much work, or the same amount of work, but twice as much money versus this one here. And then there's interpersonal issues too, like, well, we're friends, so there's a lot of stuff,
Mm.
but just you got to take care of yourself. That's the thing. A few things: tend to the relationships that matter in your life, and don't sacrifice those for too long. You probably do have to sacrifice them,
Yeah, small
day here, day there.
small
Yeah.
sacrifices that are like agreed upon between
And
the
if
two of
not,
you or between the
if you
family.
don't, right. But if you don't want to do that, if you say, no, you know what, nothing, like, family is so important to me. My relationship with my spouse is so important to me I just need to be able to spend every free waking hour with this other person. And I'm not going to, do anything extra beyond, bare minimum or I shouldn't say that, just what I'm currently doing. Hey, that's fine.
Mm.
Just don't complain when other people are more successful than you in this field.
Right.
Don't you made that decision, and it's not,
And
who's
it's
to
not a
say it
bad
was a bad
decision.
decision. Right. It
It's
might have
just a
been the perfect
decision.
choice. But everything is a choice. So just be conscious about the choice that you make, and
Yeah.
and do it with your husband, and say, we're making this together.
Mm.
And that will help a lot, because you don't need to add any other stresses to it, right? You need
Yeah.
to, if your family life, if your home life isn't rock solid, you can, I don't care how well you're doing professionally, like, just nothing's working out. So
No, and I don't know how people function in if they're all about job and they're either their like marriage is in shambles or they don't connect with their kids. Like, how do you I can't focus. Like, if there's any whiff of like a any kind of conflict happening. Like I can't really even focus on my job. So I don't know how people do that. They have to be miserable, right? They have to be miserable
Well,
or they don't
I
really
would be.
care.
Yeah. Yeah. They just prioritize things differently. And for them, they're willing to pay that cost for the professional gain. And again,
Mm-hmm.
that's their choice. There's a balance, and it's a different balance for everybody. Everybody's scale is set differently.
Yeah.
What equals balance for you doesn't equal balance for somebody else. So,
Right.
can't judge for anybody else, but absolutely, um, work-life balance. Everybody wants that. So, but being a freelancer, it feels like, oh yeah, man, I can balance it any way I want. I can choose, but you and I know better than that.
The blessing and a curse. I know. It looks
Yeah.
nice. It's like, oh yeah, I can choose my hours. What people don't realize is that mentally you're kind of working all the time. Like,
I mean, I loved it when we were young, when you were kids, and I was on deadline, and mom's like, "Let's go to the pool," let's, around the corner. I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay," because you don't have to convince me to go have fun. I want to, so I would go, and it was great, and I loved it. Then I would come back, and I'd be under more pressure when I got back. That's
mm-hmm.
that's all.
Yeah.
Or feel like I'm schlepping back in the door, feeling guilty because I had promised myself the night before when I watched that movie that I would spend all morning writing, and then I didn't. So okay, that's another thing too. Understand your clock. When are you most productive? That's important. If you are a morning person, if you get your best writing, thinking, creating done in the morning, then guard that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's for me. That's my best time. I wake up in the morning, and an hour from 6 to 7 a.m. is worth 2 hours at lunch and worth about 4 hours in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
My brain is sharp and firing. So I don't book as much as I can. I don't book meetings in the mornings. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. I just guard that time, and then people want to. I leave my afternoons for the mundane things that don't require a lot of mental or creative energy. My meetings are not that they don't require energy, but it's not the same kind of energy. If I'm gonna go through my files and clean things up, if I want to
Mm-hmm.
take that time to, I don't know, if that would be the time I would paint the fence. It would be the afternoon. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't wake up in the morning and do it. I'd mow the lawn in the afternoon, not in the morning. So, and
Oh,
it's important if your spouse understands that about you also.
yeah, that's true.
They're if you can let them know, hey, this is my most productive time. So, it's like mom loves to go out and get coffee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a morning activity, and I don't want
Mm.
to always be like this curmudgeon saying, no, I can't go get coffee with you and have a coffee date with my wife because
It's our most
doggone
productive
it,
hours.
this is my busy time. I'm most productive. I mean, that's ridiculous. So you know
Yeah.
there's a cost to everything. What did I do? I just backed up my time. It's like, well, if I know I need to get a lot of writing done this morning, mom wants to get some coffee, and I know that's going to happen. Instead of waking up at 7, I'll wake up at 5,
Mm.
so I'm fine then, but that means I think about that the night before and I get to bed a little earlier. That's all. You just have to take command of your schedule. That's all.
That's so smart. I try to I my morning time is my evening, really. Like most people's evening is my morning. Like I try to I try to spend like I don't wake up early. I've never been an early riser. I only do it if I absolutely have to, and I feel wasted for the entire day if I don't get enough sleep. So I don't, and this is something I'm still trying to be okay with. Like, feel like it's still productive, which it is. It's just, it's very anti, traditional, capitalist business of working from 8 till 5. Um, I try to, I try to do nothing until about 11 o'clock. Um, I'll clean up, but that's like pretty chill. Like I don't feel bad after, I don't feel busy or like I'm working even. it's a nice centering activity. But I try to do nothing until 11. Like I'll watch my show, I'll eat my breakfast, and then 11, like I'll hop on and I'll do some clerical tasks if I need to. Ooh, I just threw my pen. And then I'll stream, and then evening's my time. But so I'm like you, like I can get a huge chunk of work done in like a 2 hour period. So I'll hang out with Joshua when he gets home from work, eat dinner, watch TV, talk. And then when he gets onto game, it's like, all right, crack my knuckles. This is my time. It's my time to get it all done.
That's good. So
So I'm
smart.
trying.
So that really helps you out because yeah, in the middle of the day, if it's say it's noon and you have this chunk of work you've got to get done, you're okay with it because you know that you're still coming into your most productive time.
Yeah.
So knowing that is really smart. If I know I have a lot to do and I blow my morning off,
Oh, you have to feel awful all day.
it's bad. It's not good. It's not good. And sometimes it happens. I mean, sometimes it happens, and you just got to roll with it. What you learn over time is there are such things as hard deadlines.
Mm-hmm.
But that was true when I had more clients, when I was doing less teaching and had more I was more focused on the freelance. But for you,
oh my gosh, Dad, I got partnered. Yeah. I got partnered on Twitch. Partnered?
Oh my goodness. Congratulations. I can't believe it. I mean, I can believe it, but I'm so excited for you that I got to be on when it happened. I was just talking about that just with somebody earlier that you were going to find out soon. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh, Dad.
You deserve it, Dara. You earned it. So proud of you.
I wish you could see my face right now.
No, I want to see your face. I can picture your face.
I can't even speak.
Congratulations. What does it say? Read it. Read it.
It says, okay, hold on. My heart is in my throat. It says, you're invited to the Twitch Partner Program. Congratulations. Twitch partners are creators who stream a variety of content from games, music, talk shows, art, and just about anything else you can imagine. We look for partners who can act as role models in the community. Please make sure to read through terms of service, community guidelines, DMCA. Every creator is expected to conform to these guidelines, and violation can result in removal of the partnership and suspension of your account. Nice. I can't wait. I need to see it on my Twitch channel. I need to see it right now. I can't believe this.
Do it. Oh my goodness. I remember talking about this with you, and it felt like such a far away, distant goal just a few months ago even. And here you are.
Wow.
Okay. So I'm glad that happened while we were doing this podcast, because we're talking about, all the sacrifices you have to make, all the hard work, all the cost to everything. And I know that there are listeners out there who maybe are interested in doing what you're doing and wondering, how do I get there? Or maybe they're kind of in the grind of it all and feeling like they're not getting there and it's not going anywhere or whatever. I would say that that expression of emotion that you just heard from Dara, that's the reason to push through whatever it is that you're feeling discouraged about. If you are feeling discouraged about it, put the work in to get that moment. Those moments, those high points along the way are so worth it. I'm just so happy that I could be on the call when it happened, because you really, it's not a cliche to say you deserve it. Like, you have worked so hard for this, and I mean, it's not been easy. I know it hasn't been easy, and you put in for partner a few times, and you just had to keep after it, and all that hard work. I don't know what to say. I'm just so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
It's like, it's so weird because my numbers are obviously there. Like, it just, well, I don't know if I said this to you before, But I feel like I'm for so much of this career up to this point, it's been me by myself working, which is not a bad thing. But now I have like outside sources, businesses, and Twitch itself telling me, giving me like feasible, like tangible um affirmations that I'm on the right track and that I'm doing something and that I'm accomplishing things. And it's like almost it's scary and honestly hard to believe.
We never believe our own successes.
No, I
We always
don't.
feel like they're gonna find me out one day. I'm not really this good, or whatever. Uh, I know you better than most people because I'm your dad. You deserve it. You are that good. You I mean, the affirmation from Twitch is amazing. I'm not at all surprised. I say that to you all the time. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by your success, not one bit. And then you add to all this stuff that I've always seen in you, all of your unique skills and talents, this work ethic that we've been talking about in here today. And the result is what you just experienced. And I got to experience it too. So that was what a treat for me to be able to.
And I I
Oh, man.
I can't wait to take that clip and use it as my announcement that I got hired on Twitch.
I thought I heard you gasp, and I thought, what happened? Did somebody just break through your window, or what's going on? I was worried.
Surprise.
I was so you saw, so walk me through it. So you're opening did it come through an email, or was it on the Twitch platform?
It was email. It was an
Okay,
email.
so an email from Twitch, and and now what they look like. So it's basically they're rendering a decision on this
Yes.
process for you. So you're opening it. What would
So
you what would you have done if they had said, yeah, not this time? I mean, what was your
I honestly don't know because everything pointed to me getting it. Like my numbers have been insane lately. And there's so many reasons to have partnered me. Honestly, there are reasons to have partnered me earlier. So, but I think I don't know. I'm as much as it's like when you win something, like as much as you wanted to win it and how elated I feel now, I would have been just as heartbroken to not win it. Like, I think I would have,
Mhm.
I don't know. I think I would have felt a little lost if I hadn't gotten it because everything, there's no
Yeah,
reason not to. I was
what else
like,
do I
okay,
need to
now,
do? Yeah,
now Twitch is against me. That's probably would have been my thought. But,
sure.
it's like, and I've said this to my community a bunch of times, like, the reason I'm not, I don't stream because I want, like, I stream because I love connecting with people, and like a purple check mark doesn't determine if I'm able to do that or not. Um, and even if I do get partner or I don't, like nothing is actually going to change except extra emotes and better upload. But the quality and one thing I've been so encouraged by throughout this whole process is that from 7 viewers to 100 viewers, the quality and the conversations have stayed the same somehow. And somehow the same 7 people who were there for my first ever stream are still around and now are my friends.
It's amazing. That's amazing.
It's amazing. And I
I
can't
mean,
believe it.
that says something. That says something about the platform, though, because and the community you've developed, because the people who were with you from the beginning are still with you. So you're not having, it's not people just kind of cycling through, but they find you and they stay, and then more people come and you build, and so you have the retention on one hand, and then you have the recruiting, or whatever you want to call it, on the other, and the platform grows. And that says a lot about what you've created. People want to stay. What a neat thing. So what you get
it's all to
a
God.
purple check mark?
Purple
You
check
say you get a
mark.
purple.
I can send you a screenshot right now.
Okay. Yeah. Send me I want to see.
I so
That's really cool.
this will be my um let's see. Let me look at my email history. So I applied a long time ago when I happened to like reach a good number when I was playing a game, like a big game, and I got rejected. That was in August? Maybe no, yeah. It looks like August or September 2020. Purple
There
check
it is.
mark. Purple check
Backwards, of course, but
mark.
there.
No, it's not backwards on my
It's
screen.
backwards, but it's okay. Good. It's only on mine. It's purple.
Popal.
Way to go, girl. Woo.
Okay, so the first one, so if you get rejected, you'll see the email headline says partner applications, and then it gives you like a reference number. So I've gotten one, two, three of those, four of those emails, which is telling me that I didn't get it. And then this one says you're invited to the Twitch partner program.
Okay, so
I don't know what to say.
that's amazing.
I feel so
Let me
sorry.
put
I've
my let me
totally
put my
derailed our conversation because I feel so
I don't remember what we were
overwhelmed.
talking about. It doesn't matter. All right, let me put my journalism hat on. My journalist hat on. For a second. Tell us, Dara,
Okay.
what do you think made the difference this time between the other four times that you applied?
Like the reason that I got it or the reason that
Hmm?
I
Yeah. What made the difference? Yeah, obviously your numbers are up. Is it that
yeah.
simple? Is it
I honestly I would like to say that it's some grand, conceptual thing. It wasn't. It was the numbers. But for anyone here, I could say this. For anyone who is at the cusp of partnership, maybe you're hovering around like 50 viewers, 60 viewers, 70 viewers. The thing that made the difference for me was playing one game. I used to hear that advice and dislike it because I liked variety. And I don't think there's anything wrong with variety. And if you're able to get partnered playing variety, that's incredible. That is a huge achievement. But playing one game that you love and that the content, like if you can find a game that has the trifecta of like you love it, people love it, and you're like decently good enough or you have a good angle to like make people want to watch you, you can that I skyrocketed like here, let me just pull up my stats really quick since we're talking about it. I wonder if anyone else has noticed yet because the purple check mark just appeared. There's no way.
uh,
I can't wait to announce
and
it.
it's Genshin that
It's Genshin Impact.
it is
Yes.
Genshin, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh. So let's see. For the month of February, for the month of January, I averaged 83 viewers. For the month of February, I averaged 84 viewers. March 2021, 121 average viewers. I played one game. I pushed out
Wow.
content consistently for that game. And it's a game that has an amazingly artistic and fun like community. And I've met so many awesome people that way. Like I thought I never wanted to do that because I thought I don't want my stream to be about the game. Like the stream is about us spending time together and hanging out. But you can do that via, one game. So if you're
Right.
aching for that partnership and you're almost there, that's honestly my advice. But also one thing that's super important that I think a lot of people miss is that if you put nothing about your stream should feel compulsory. Um, Forcing people to subscribe, forcing people to donate or to watch. Like, I think I've seen streamers who were in a good spot start struggling because they put so much pressure on their community to support them and to watch them. And I watched the viewership just go down and down and down. And it's terrible. And I get it. Like, it's stressful and it is your job. And obviously, like, I feel like I have a leg up because I trust God with my future. So I'm not worried in a lot of senses, or like if I get worried, I can easily pull myself out of that. But people watch streamers for so many reasons. But if you're not having fun, if you're not like, if you're not going to be content with what you have, like no one's going to, people will not want to watch you in the same way. And no, they're not worried about the numbers. It's only you.
No,
they're not
they don't
thinking
care.
about, no. Don't feel embarrassed because your viewership dropped a little bit or like isn't as high as it was like 20 minutes ago. They didn't notice. So why do you care so much? Like, if you can provide
that's
value,
right.
then you can succeed.
And you don't watch the numbers while you stream. I remember
No.
you told me that.
Oh no.
It's not good for you.
I had it on for a long time, and then I realized how often I was checking it, and that no matter what I saw when I looked, it had a negative effect on me. If it was low, then I worry about, obviously people are leaving. Like, I'm a terrible streamer. No one wants to watch me. I'm boring, blah, blah, blah. And then if it was high, it's like, well, that's a lot of pressure. What am I going to do to keep these people here? And then I would start acting like not myself. And then that was super demoralizing if nothing changed or if like chat was quiet or something. So there was no good reason for me to watch my viewership. And I turned it off just to test it for like a day. And then I was like, this is the best stream I've ever had. I'm never turning that back on again. I'm tempted to look sometimes, but it's not worth it. It doesn't help. Unless you have iron thick skin, it's not worth it.
I know Mom will be watching and she'll say, "Ooh, look, she's 140 people are watching her stream right now." And I'll say, "Great, just don't text her. Don't say anything to her." But she knows that. She doesn't.
It's less concerning now.
We track it for you on our end.
Yeah. It's less scary now that I have the partnership. Like, my numbers don't have to stay above a certain level to like qualify me. Like, that stress is gone. But even so, like, I don't want to get psyched out by a number, because really the heart of the stream is the chat. And that's what I should be paying attention to.
Right. It's hard enough to pay attention to the game you're playing and the chat with another eye on the numbers.
I don't need the voice in my head distracting me.
Exactly. What does it mean then to be partner? Help me out. I know that means new access, better quality stuff. Like, what does it mean?
The main benefits are, one, you get a ton of extra emotes. So affiliates only get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 7, and then you get like bit reward stuff, 7 emotes, and then also you get better upload quality, so my streams are going to look better. I get dedicated Twitch support, and I'll get like a better cut of the subscription money. There's something else, but I don't remember what it is.
So you just got a raise.
It's a lot. Basically, I just got a raise.
That's a great feeling.
I got a raise and a promotion.
I always knew growing up when my dad would get a raise because he would come home with a bottle of wine.
Oh,
that's a tradition I've maintained in my life, because I just thought it was so cool. Just walk in the door, bottle of wine, got a raise.
That's beautiful.
For me, it might have been I got another client, or something like that. But it was, I think you should celebrate it. How are you going to celebrate it? St. Patrick's Day. You just got partnered.
I wasn't.
Are you
I wasn't going to stream, but I think I have to now. Like, even if it's just a short stream, I think I have to, just to celebrate.
Your public demands it.
My public demands it. I have to stream before I have to get the news out. So probably as soon as this ends, I'm going to take the clip of me finding out, and I'm going to edit it so that I can post it on TikTok, and then I'll announce it on all of my social medias, and then I'll go live, and then we'll celebrate.
I think circumstances have dictated the end of our podcast there. I really do. I think we should stop,
I
and I
think
think you
this
should
is a good
go
stopping
do that.
point. I mean, we
Yeah,
are at
this
50
is amazing.
minutes.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be some editing you'll do with this, I'm sure, but amazing. That was so unexpected and
Dad,
awesome,
I
and
will
I'm
send you the
just
clip too so that you can
you
see
send me the
it.
clip. Yes, I'm excited for you, proud of you. I and mom's going to be thrilled. We've been, I know we've been following along, and I know this is something you've really been working toward. And like you and I said before, becoming partner is a goal, but now it's also just the beginning of the next thing. I
Hmm.
know that, and whatever that is. But today, just
Today is the
celebrate
day
it.
we're celebrating.
Celebrate, enjoy.
We did it. Dad,
Congratulations,
I
sweetheart.
just want to say, I was thinking about it earlier. I just want to say thank you for never, well, let me put it in the positive. Thank you for always helping me, for always encouraging me in whatever I wanted to do. Like, I never felt, I've heard this from other people that say that their parents, like, don't get excited with them about stuff, or are always critical, or ask like negative questions, or undermine the excitement about something, even if it's just like at the early stages. And I just want to say thank you for, and this goes to mom too, my whole life I never felt embarrassed about being excited about something, and I that is because of you guys.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad that you've never felt that, and that's the easiest you're welcome you're ever going to get from me. You're welcome. I mean,
And it's made me not
that's
afraid to
to me.
pursue my dreams.
Well, that's all a dad wants to hear. I mean, it's always been uh, a priority for me as your dad, is for you and for Melissa. Is I want you to one day spread your wings and fly as high as you can go. And I don't know any other way to do that, but to encourage you and and give you the room to try it. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. It means a lot.
Thank you, Dad. I love you
I
very
love you.
much.
I love you too. Oh man, we're gonna end it. We're gonna end the episode in tears,
It's
but
okay.
happy tears. Happy tears.
Happy tears. Wow, I am still a little bit in shock.
Go have fun
Okay,
with it.
I'm gonna go announce this and watch my
Okay.
community go absolutely insane.
I'll let you text mom. I won't do it. I know that she'll want
Okay,
to hear, or call her or whatever. She'll want to hear it from you. I won't do it.
okay,
But have fun, enjoy it, sweetie. You deserve it. And mom and I both. I'm proud of you. I know mom will be proud of you as well. So well done. And and text Melissa too. She'll want to know.
okay. I will do that. Thank you, Dad. I love you
All
very
right.
much.
I
Say
love you too.
goodbye to
Have
the
a great
people.
day.
See you next week, everyone.
All
Thanks
right.
for
Yes.
listening
Bye,
to this
everyone.
podcast.